So Rogue One is a sequel to the prequels of the originals that are sequels to the prequels? What? Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome to my spoiler review for Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Rogue One is essentially just about a bunch of rebel spies stealing the plans to the Death Star, and that's pretty much it. We basically already know the story because of the opening crawl in A New Hope. They don't really add anything new to it. Of course, we do learn more about the spies, like Jyn Erso, played by Felicity Jones, and we get a little bit of a backstory to her, but at times the movie did feel really two-dimensional. Now don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the movie, I did, but I was really disappointed going into the movie because I absolutely loved The Force Awakens. But that being said, when Disney acquired the rights to Lucasfilm, they made a promise that they would dive in deep in the Star Wars universe and get different directors to come in and give their own style to the films. And they definitely live up to their promise with this movie because Gareth Edwards' directing makes us feel like a completely different Star Wars movie. It felt like a war movie at times. I was definitely getting a Saving Private Ryan vibe with this movie. All of the action was dark, gritty, and realistic, and I really liked all of that. So Gareth Edwards did a really nice job directing it. Some of the characters that stood out to me was K2SO. He was probably the best character in the entire movie, and he wasn't even human. I absolutely loved his personality. He just said whatever came to his mind, and it added a lot of comedic value to the movie. Diego Luna really surprised me. I didn't think I would like his character as much as I did, and Donnie Yen was also really good. I'm with the Force, the Force with me. I'm with the Force, the Force with me. I'm with the Force, the Force with me. And of course, I liked Felicity Jones. She's great in pretty much anything she does. And she was pretty much the only character I could sympathize with. Because, like I said, the whole story is pretty two-dimensional, and a lot of the characters are two-dimensional as well. It was kind of hard to connect with some of the characters. Not to say I didn't like them, I pretty much liked all the characters in the movie. I just couldn't gravitate towards them or really care for them as much as I should have. I warned you that this was going to be a spoiler review, so I want to get into the spoilers right now. You've been warned. I mean, it's pretty no surprise that all the main characters are killed at the end of this movie, and when that was going down, when all the bombs were going off, I kind of really didn't care. I was just like, oh, that character died, whatever. Except for when K2SO died, that got me. I know it sounds like I hated this movie, but I don't. It's just because I'm such a huge fan of Star Wars, I want everything to be perfect. So some of the problems with this movie is just really bothering me. And while the movie isn't perfect, one of the biggest things this movie does is add new layers to A New Hope. One of the biggest jokes about the original Star Wars trilogy is the fact that two little lasers blew up the entire Death Star and they fixed that problem. But now we know that Jyn Erso's father built that port on purpose so the rebels had a chance to destroy it. Just a bunch of little stuff like that add a new layer to A New Hope to where you're going to go back and watch A New Hope and appreciate it that much more. It really does add a little bit more meaning to A New Hope to see what these rebel spies went through. You see a lot of the pilots flying around during the third act of the movie, which were the same pilots at the end of A New Hope who helped blow up the Death Star. Just little nuggets like that. You see characters and why they were there in A New Hope, what they were doing right before A New Hope. So that's really exciting. This movie does a great job at connecting itself to A New Hope. Which to me, it brings back so much nostalgia with the original Star Wars trilogy. If you were to cut out the credits of Rogue One and the opening crawl of A New Hope and connected the two, it would feel very fluid, like it's one movie. Obviously, it would be a change of main characters, but still to have something that fluid and connect that well, I've never seen anything like that before. The only thing I could think of that's done that before is movies that are split into two parts, like the Harry Potter movies or Mockingjay Part 1 and Part 2. But this is even more special because it's a prequel, so the end of the movie is the beginning of A New Hope, and it's so great. Leia was a really nice surprise. You could tell it was CGI, but she was only on screen for like 4 seconds, so it doesn't matter. Again, it's just making it connect to A New Hope that much more. And Darth Vader, for the time he's in the movie, he's really good. He doesn't add anything to the story. If you take him out of the movie, nothing really changes. But I'm okay with that because that's not Darth Vader's story. He has his own trilogy. Right now, we're just focused on basically the opening crawl of A New Hope. But I will say the time he has is excellent. One of the best Vader scenes I've ever seen where he's just slaughtering people. It was great. I could see why you could say this movie is unnecessary because it is very two-dimensional. But look, the point is, this movie wasn't bad. It was still really entertaining, and I was entertained, and that is the biggest point. So who cares if it was unnecessary? I mean, it was just a spin-off. It's a one-and-done deal. It was entertaining. I'm definitely going to watch it again. And like I said, it does add those little nuggets to A New Hope. Another problem I had with this movie, and this bugged the heck out of me, which is the score. Because Star Wars has one of the best scores ever made. I love the Star Wars score, and they didn't use it not nearly enough. And a lot of the times when they were using it, it almost felt like a remix, like they changed it. Like Vader would show up and you would hear dun dun dun, and then it would change into something new, and I'm like, what are you doing? You have iconic music, why are you changing it? I know John Williams didn't score this movie, but who cares? You already have great iconic music, use it. Another negative I had, and this is really nitpicky, which is the title. The title card, when it pops up, it looked honestly really bad. It felt out of place. It also felt very jarring because we didn't have the opening crawl. That bugged me. No, but honestly, the title card for this movie, it felt like a 15-year-old was on iMovie and he just created whatever he could. It wasn't really good. Look, I know it sounds like I hated the movie. I really didn't. I really enjoyed the movie, like I said. There's some things I can't let slide because, like I said, I am a huge fan of Star Wars. I would say this is better than all three of the prequels. Obviously, the original trilogy is better than this movie. The Force Awakens is better than this movie. So it is one of the worst Star Wars movies. But still, I even enjoy Revenge of the Sith. And I think this movie is a lot better than Revenge of the Sith. I know I'm going to want to watch this movie again because it does have that rewatchability to it. I can't judge it for not being as grand as the other Star Wars movies because those are actual saga movies. This is just a spin-off. So I'm cool with it. So I'm going to give Rogue One: A Star Wars Story a 7 out of 10. So what did you think of Rogue One? And also, what did you think of Darth Vader's presence in the movie? And would you like to see him again in a future movie? For me, I think I'm good. I don't think we need any more Vader. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Make sure to like the video. And as always, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.